Sit down. Have a seat.
What are we gonna do here? We're gonna talk about eating pussy and.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
This is Breck. This is a good friend of mine.
Okay.
Say hello. Wave to the
Hello. All right.
Now, Breck has a very interesting story, okay? He has a love story for the ages. This shit is better than The Notebook. Alright, Breck, take it away.
All right. I met I lived out in Elko, and I had a friend out there with a sister, and his sister liked me and loved me and fell in love with me, and I fell in love with her. And one day, his brother came over with his sister to my dad's house, and me and my stepsister were there, and he wanted to make out with my stepsister, and his sister wanted to make out with me, you know? So we did. So we went in the crawl space, took off our clothes, made out, you know, sucked titties, you know, ate pussy, rubbed my dick on her clit, you know, made out, you know, for a while, and then, you know, and that was the weirdest thing, because they wanted to show that they loved us and she wanted to be with me, and I never had a girl do that. So then, you know, it was the weirdest thing that ever happened to me, and I experienced, and it was like, you know, she did it. It was weird because I think she got it from her parents making love, and that was the way that they made love, and that's how they made love and they fell in love, you know what I mean? You know, by having sex, that meant that you loved that person, you know, by doing that. So I think that's why they did it. And I don't know, it really was weird. And then we all got dressed, and then we went outside and left, and, you know, we talked, and I hung out with his sister, and we, you know, she was asking me if I liked it, and I said, yeah. I didn't expect that. I like that more than anything in the world. I didn't expect that. I figured you would have told me that you thought I was the sexiest, best looking kid that you've ever met and wanted to be with and fell in love with. You know, I didn't know you were just going to come over and kiss me and take your clothes off and let me make out with you and show me that you love me. Because I never had a girl do that to prove that she wanted to be with me, you know? It was the weirdest thing that ever happened. And the weirded me out. I mean, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I was just like freaked out a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? You know? And she's like, you know, do you love me? And I said, yeah, I do love you. I didn't expect that. I love you for doing that. I didn't expect you to let me do that. You know, I figured you would have just told me, you know, that you liked me and you wanted to be with me. I didn't know that your brother was going to come over and say, okay, I want to make out with Judy and you can make out with my sister because she likes you a lot, you know. So I said, okay, fine, you know, let's do this. You know, I'm 10 and they're 11. You know, me and Julie were 10 and Mike and Michelle were 11 years old. And I, you know, it was a little bit more mature for, you know, than for our age, but there wasn't no penetration, but it was just more making out and, you know, playing with each other and experimenting. And it was just their way, I think, and her sister way of, you know, letting me know that she loved me. And the reason why she was doing that is because she wanted me to love her, and she wanted me to know that her body was mine. You know, she was giving her body to me because she wanted to be with me and love me like no other man in the world. You know, and she only wanted to be with me, and that's why she did it. And I talked to her about it, and, you know, she's like, did you like it? And I was just like, I didn't expect it. I mean, yeah, I liked it a lot. I didn't expect that to happen. And she goes, do you love me? And I'm just like, of course I do. I loved you before that even happened. I didn't expect this, you know, to go on, you know. I didn't expect that doing this as you proving or showing me that you love me and you know, you want me, you know, you're showing me that you love me this way, you know. And I'm showing affection like this.
This is when you guys were 11, right?
She was 11, I was 10.
Now,
Me and my stepsister were 10, and Mike and Michelle, brother and sister, were 11.
now
Our friends.
45 years later, this guy got a hold of her.
Yeah, 41 years later.
Oh, 41.
We're
And
10 and 11 now. She's 52 and I'm 51. She's a year older than me.
what happened when you called?
When I called, I left a message and let her know, you know.
No. When you called, her dingus.
Oh, her husband answered the phone and said he didn't know her, and and I had the wrong number. Because I was like, "Is Michelle there?" And he was like, "Michelle," and I was like, "Yeah, Michelle Emerson or Michelle Sloan." And he's like, I don't know any Michelle. You must have the wrong number." And I looked it up online, and it was Michelle Emerson, you know, or Sloan, aka Michelle Emerson, and it gave me her number and address. You know, she might be married, it said. It didn't say she was. It said she might be married. And it gave me a home phone number, her address. I had to pay 95 cents to get the information off the internet. Because I went out to Elko, to their house, and Mike and Michelle didn't live there anymore. They must have sold the house and moved, you know, out years ago. And I didn't know that. So I went out there looking for them, thinking that Michelle would still live in the house, be married and have kids and live there, or her and Mike still live there, and they raised their kids and had families by now, you know? Or didn't, you know, and still live there. Well, I went out there, and they didn't live there. So I went up to the house and asked the Emersons, and they looked at me crazy, and they said, "No, they don't live here anymore." And I said, "Okay, thank you." So I got in the car, and I went down back the hill, and I went to my dad's old house that after my dad died, that we sold. So I talked to the owner that bought it from my mom, the original owner, but she still lived there. And I told her I was Brecko Tellinghuth's son, you know, and he was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I was just like, "Yeah, I wanted to come out here and see if, you know, my dad's house was still here." I figured they would have been bulldozed and new houses put up, but the houses were still there, which I was amazed.
Well, thank you, Breck.
All right.
That was an amazing story.
Yes, it was. I'm going to try calling these other numbers and trying to get a hold of her still.
And he's going to do it. He's going to get
Because I'm in search for the girl of my dreams that loved me, and I should have gave her my number years ago, and I would have been with her today.
He's going to do it.
I'm going to track her down.
He's going to get a hold of her. He's going to track her
I'm
down.
going to track her down
And
and
his
get
dreams
her
are going to
number.
come true.
That's right. I'm going to make her my girl.
Yeah, because I'm Cupid.
That's right.
I'm going to hook him up.
That's right. We're going to figure this out one way or another. She's going to be my girl no matter what.
That's right.
Because when she was 11, you know, I told her, when my dad died and we had to sell the house and I moved back to the north side. So I moved out of Elko